Hey everyone, I'm Emma Thompson, 28 years old, and killing it at my marketing job. I'm this close to buying my first house. Exciting, right? Emma, you've really outdone yourself this time, my boss said, sliding a hefty bonus check across my desk. I grinned. Thanks, Karen. This is going straight into my house fund. I've been saving every spare penny for months, and the idea of owning my dream home was finally within reach. I couldn't wait to tell my big brother, Mike. He'd always been my rock, especially after our parents split. Later that evening, I called him up. Guess what? I said. I'm this close to putting a down payment on a house. That's great, sis, he replied, though something in his voice was off. You wouldn't happen to have some cash to spare, would you? Just until next month? I sighed. This wasn't the first time. Mike, I'm saving up. You know that. It's nothing. Don't worry about it, he brushed me off, quickly changing the subject. How's Mom doing? Typical Mike, always deflecting. Same old, still refusing rehab, I said. Our mom's addiction had shattered our family years ago, leaving Mike and me to pick up the pieces alone. Growing up fast was an understatement. Just then, my phone buzzed with a text from my boyfriend Jason. Can't wait to see you tonight, babe. Proud of you. I smiled, pushing aside the nagging feeling that something was off. Lately, Jason had seemed almost resentful of my success, and I wasn't sure why. My best friend Olivia's voice pulled me out of my thoughts. Eartha Emma, you zoned out again, she teased. We were grabbing our weekly coffee, a tradition of ours. Olivia worked at a local bank and had been helping me navigate the mortgage application process. Just thinking about Mike, he asked for money again. Olivia frowned. Emma, I love you, but you've got to stop enabling him. Focus on yourself for once. I nodded, but deep down, I knew I'd probably end up helping him anyway. He was family, after all. As I walked home that evening, I couldn't shake the feeling that something big was about to happen. Another text buzzed from Jason. Running late, don't wait up. I sighed, unlocking my apartment door. The empty space seemed to echo my growing unease. I'd worked so hard to build this life, yet it felt like everything was balanced on a knife's edge. Little did I know my world was about to unravel in ways I couldn't imagine. The next morning, I walked into the bank, heart pounding. This was it, the day I'd apply for my mortgage pre-approval. Olivia greeted me with a smile, but her face fell as she looked at her computer screen. Emma, there's a problem. My stomach dropped. What do you mean? Your application's been denied. There's a large unpaid loan in your name. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. That's impossible. I've never taken out a big loan. Olivia's fingers flew over the keyboard. It says here, Emma, this loan was taken out using your social security number. My mind raced. Who could have? No, it couldn't be. I immediately called Mike. Did you use my social security number for a loan? What? No, of course not, he scoffed, but I could hear the hesitation in his voice. Don't lie to me, Mike. I can't get approved for a mortgage because of an unpaid loan in my name. There was a long pause. Emma, I didn't mean for this to happen. I was in trouble. I needed the money. I hung up, my hands shaking, memories flooding back. Mike borrowing from my piggy banks as a kid, asking me to cover for him when he'd stolen from Mom's purse. It was always the same story, the same promises. Desperate for support, I called my mom. Mom, Mike stole my identity. He ruined my credit. Oh, Emma, Mom sighed. I'm sure he didn't mean to. You know how hard things have been for him. Can't you just help him out this once? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Help him out? Mom, he committed fraud. He stole from me. Don't be so selfish, Emma. He's your brother. She dismissed me, and I hung up, feeling more alone than ever. Just then, Jason walked in. Hey, babe. Why the long face? I told him everything, hoping for some comfort. Instead, his response sent a chill down my spine. Well, what did you expect? You're always talking about how great your family is. Maybe if you weren't so naive. Naive. I repeated, stunned. Jason, I trusted my brother. He shrugged. Yeah, and look where that got you. Face it, Emma, you brought this on yourself. In that moment, I saw him clearly for the first time. All the subtle put-downs, the jealousy over my success. It all clicked into place. Calmly, I stood up. Get out. What? I said get out, we're done. As the door closed behind him, I sank to the floor. My brother had stolen my identity. My mom had sided with him. And now my boyfriend had shown his true colors. In a single day, my whole world had crumbled. I called Olivia, my voice thick with tears. "Liv, I don't know what to do." "I'm coming over," she said without hesitation. "We'll figure this out together." As I waited, I stared around my apartment. I'd worked so hard for this life, for the dream of owning my own home. And now it felt like it was slipping through my fingers. But underneath the hurt, something new was stirring. Anger. Determination. They thought I was naive, selfish. Well, they were about to learn just how wrong they were. I was done letting toxic people control my life. Little did they know, this betrayal wasn't the end of my story, it was just the beginning. I decided to dig into Mike's actions, hiring a private investigator. A week later, the PI called. "You won't believe what I found," he said. "Your brother's been running scams all over town. He's got at least a dozen victims." I felt sick. How deep does this go? Deep enough to put him away for a long time. Just then, my phone buzzed. It was Alex, an old friend from college I hadn't spoken to in years. "Emma, I heard you're having some trouble. I work in cybersecurity now. Maybe I can help." It felt like a lifeline. We met for coffee, and I spilled everything. Alex listened, then nodded. "This is rough, but listen, I can help you gather evidence. We'll nail these guys to the wall." For the first time in weeks, I felt a glimmer of hope. Back at work, I must have looked like a mess because Karen, my boss, called me into her office. "Emma, what's going on? You're one of my best, but lately." I didn't even know what came over me, but I told her everything. Instead of firing me, she said, "Emma, I had no idea. Take whatever time you need. I've got your back." Meanwhile, Olivia had been doing some digging of her own. You're not going to believe this," she said one day. "Jason, he's been embezzling from his company. I found suspicious transfers while reviewing accounts." I laughed bitterly. "Of course he has. Anything else to add to the dumpster fire that's my life?" "Actually, yes. I think I have a way to expose him without implicating you." As she laid out her plan, I felt a spark of the old me coming back to life. I spent the next few days working with Alex, gathering digital evidence of Mike's fraud and surprisingly proof of Jason's infidelity. Turns out he'd been busy while I'd been working late. "This is gold," Alex said, scrolling through the data. "But are you sure you want to go through with this? It could get messy." I nodded firmly. They made their beds. Now they can lie in them. Olivia came through with bank records showing Jason's embezzlement. Karen provided references and documentation of my work ethic, just in case. As the pieces fell into place, I realized something. I didn't need to get my hands dirty. The truth would do all the work. I drafted anonymous tips to the relevant authorities, police for Mike's scams, Jason's company for his embezzlement. I even prepared a package for my mom, showing her just how deep Mike's manipulation went. "Are you ready for this?" Olivia asked as we sat in my living room, files and envelopes spread around us. I took a deep breath. I've never been more ready. I hit send on the last email, feeling a weight lift from my shoulders. The ball was rolling now, and there was no stopping it. Alex looked at me, smiling. "So what now?" I grinned, feeling more like myself than I had in ages. "Now we wait. And maybe order some pizza. I have a feeling things are about to get interesting." Little did I know, interesting was an understatement. The storm I was about to unleash would change everything in ways I couldn't even imagine. It was a quiet Tuesday morning. The notifications came all at once, lighting up my phone like fireworks. My heart pounded as I swiped through. There it was, front and center on the local news. Massive fraud bust uncovered, suspect arrested. And there, staring back at me, was Mike's face. "Multiple counts of fraud and identity theft," the reporter announced. "The FBI is calling it one of the largest personal fraud cases in the state's history." Relief washed over me, tempered by a deep, inevitable sadness. It was over. Mike's web of deceit, his endless pleas for help. But at what cost? My phone buzzed again, and this time it was Jason's ex-boss. "Emma, I thought you should know we're pressing charges for embezzlement. Did you know anything about this?" I took a shaky breath. "No," I replied truthfully. But I can't say I'm surprised. I knew the hardest part was yet to come. Driving to my mom's house with a folder of evidence in hand, I felt the weight of years of tangled loyalties and shattered trust. She greeted me with a cautious smile. Emma, what's this about? Wordlessly, I laid out document after document. This is who Mike really is, Mom. This is what you've been enabling all these years. Her face crumbled as she took it all in, denial falling away to reveal heartbreak. I didn't want to see it, she whispered. Oh God, what have I done? The conversation was painful but necessary. As I left, I knew our relationship would never be the same. But perhaps, in its brokenness, it could become something healthier, grounded in truth rather than illusions. With Mike's arrest, clearing my credit finally became possible. Alex and Olivia guided me through every step of the legal maze. And finally one day, I heard the words I've been longing for. Emma Thompson, the loan officer, smiled. Your mortgage application has been approved. Relief and joy swept over me. I could have cried right there in the bank. Back at work, Karen called me into her office. Expecting another wave of sympathy, I was stunned when she smiled. Emma, I've been so impressed by how you handled all this. How would you feel about heading up our new marketing division? I blinked. Karen, yes. Absolutely, yes. The day I moved into my new house felt surreal. Olivia, Alex, and Karen came by to help unpack and toast the new place with takeout and cheap champagne. To new beginnings, Olivia cheered, her glass raised high. Looking around at them, my chosen family, I felt an overwhelming surge of gratitude. They'd stood by me through every dark moment, every doubt. I couldn't have done this without you, I managed, voice thick. To Emma, Alex grinned, the strongest person we know. When they left, I lingered in my new home, feeling the quiet settle around me. The past few months had been a relentless storm, ripping apart illusions and shedding light on hard truths. I'd lost my brother to his own choices, seen my mother forced to face reality, and ended things with a man who didn't truly value me. But I'd also discovered a strength I never knew I had, learned that family sometimes isn't about blood, and found friendships that grounded me when everything else fell away. As I hung a photo of Olivia, Alex, Karen, and me from the housewarming, a deep sense of peace filled me. This was my new beginning, hard won, and all the sweeter for it. I'd fought my battles and emerged not just intact, but stronger. To anyone facing toxic relationships and tough choices, remember, you're stronger than you think. Don't let anyone dim your light. Your happy ending is out there, and it's worth fighting for. Take it from me, I'm living proof. And if you were in my shoes, would you have exposed your brother's crimes, knowing it might shatter your family? Or would you have protected him, even if it meant sacrificing your own future?